So I started about a year and a half ago in February. So right when COVID started is when I got a job here. It was really terrifying starting out when COVID happened. I still remember when we heard that we got our first patient.
Our new hires from last year on, I really applaud them because they have started in what's arguably the hardest time to ever start on a pulmonary ICU unit.
During the first surge, families weren't allowed to come and see their family members, and their family member had to die alone. Providers and nurses were holding the hands of patients so that they would have somebody. They would have somebody at the bedside. And now they're allowing families to come in and see their family member. And it hurts even more, actually, to see, because you get to see the pain that these families are going through. And it makes me just want to scream to everybody in society, we can help prevent this from happening. If you had to see the pain and the anguish that these families were having to go through, wouldn't you want to prevent that?
Here in the NICU, unfortunately, we've saw people as young as 24 weeks to 80 years old lose their lives due to COVID. And, oftentimes it's been a respiratory therapist and a nurse only in a room. And it's very surreal to be there and know that you are the last person to share in that person's last moments. And I can remember so many of their faces and so many of their names and so many of their family members on the TV screen. And there's so many that I don't think that I will ever forget that. It's been very traumatic.
This time around is so different. Before, I felt we had, there's all this community support and we were all in this together and everyone was trying to find the answer. And now I come here and I see all the things that I see, and then I leave and, I go to Kroger and I wear a mask because I don't know who hasn't been vaccinated. And, people look at me like there's something wrong with me for having a mask on.
I think what's different about this wave that we're currently in, the patients themselves seem to be a lot sicker, to be honest with you. They're getting sicker faster. And so, instead of a usual history, they got symptoms started 14 days ago, they've been in the hospital for 5 days, they gradually come to the ICU. Now it's someone called EMS on my neighbor because they're found down and they're hypoxic and they're satting in the 40s and they have COVID, we have to intubate them immediately and they come straight to the unit. And maybe that's the Delta variant too, that time of transmission and viral replication is just shortened and people are getting sicker faster.
Young patients, and a lot of them getting sick very fast. They will come in, day 1, day 2, they're on the ventilator. They're deeply sedated, they're paralyzed, they're on their bellies, and the numbers are very different from what we saw before.
The average age of people is way lower. We're seeing people are 20s, 30s, pregnant women, way more pregnant women.
I personally had to ask obstetrics team to do the C-section in the ICU. So we did the C-section in the ICU because her lungs were not doing good, and we were planning to go with advanced measures like paralyzing her, putting her on her belly to improve her oxygenation, or putting her on ECMO, which is extracorporeal life support. Fortunately, she did fine after pregnancy.
People are truly sicker. We have prone teams literally going around the unit flipping people. There's that many people requiring that intervention.
So a patient's not laying on their back all the time. We turn them. It takes at least 7 people to turn a patient at one time. We're at the head of the bed controlling the airway when we do that, and then a doctor has to be in the room in case something happens. So they're on their bellies for 18 hours, 16, 18 hours, and then we let them rest for 4 hours. So when you're flipping 8 patients, it's back to back to back.
It takes a lot to pick up on small changes that could then result in a big emergency, and being able to prevent those and think on your feet and think fast. But our coworkers are incredible. Everyone's a huge team up here. This is so hard, and you truly can't do it without them. Everyone's so dedicated to giving the best care we can in this type of situation.
But you know, here in the MICU, we're like a family. All of us have grown together, and I think that we've held each other up and cried together and just got through it. But I would say that with this most recent surge, that a lot of us feel defeated. We feel like that, you know, we're exhausting all of our resources and it's not working. So I think that that is very, very, very troublesome on a lot of our minds.
It just feels like what we're doing now worked a little bit better last summer, and it's not working as well. And we have no like evidence or reason or, you know, anything to change what we're doing. Like, we need to continue to provide standard of care, but it just feels like it's not working. And then the other thing layered into all of this is now it's like a preventable disease, right?
From a provider perspective, it's been physically and emotionally tough. Everyone gets here early, stays late, spends their off time looking at literature, trying to find something new that might help a patient, or maybe even try to stop a therapy that something new that came out that is proven to not help patients, actually makes them worse, because everything changes on a daily basis. So it's both an on-the-job and off-the-job now.
I had a patient tell me, you know, like he was unvaccinated and he went through this, was in the hospital, was intubated on high-flow nasal cannula, and ended up getting extubated and getting to leave the ICU, and he got better. And he told me, like, now he wishes that he would have gotten the vaccine, but now he's going to advocate for all of his family and friends to get vaccinated. And I thought that was really special, that he's going to be an advocate for us. And I think like our patients are some of the best people to talk to because they've experienced it. So if they make it out, then they can tell everybody like their experience and hopefully encourage others to get vaccinated.
It just feels sadder, I think, because not only are like we seeing these people coming in and not doing well, but what is it doing to our communities and, you know, our children?
You know, just as though you wouldn't walk in the middle of the interstate and expect for nothing to happen. I think we need to treat COVID that way. We need to do everything that we can to take care of ourselves and in turn take care of others, because this is very, very, very real and very, very, very serious.
It's real. It's scary. There's people coming in who are unvaccinated. They're very young, maybe are tentative because of information that's put out there, but end up here fighting for their life if they thought they'd be okay. But now they're here and that's the last memory. That's wild to me. But just get vaccinated.
Just get the vaccine. It's available for everybody. Get the vaccine, wear your mask, and social distance the best you can.
COVID is very real. Anybody can get it. I personally got vaccinated just because I don't want to spread it to my family members, my friends. I don't want to be that person that makes my mom sick or my husband sick.
If you're unsure about how severe COVID can get, or unsure about taking the vaccine, you know, kind of focusing on the drugs. Because if you come into my ICU, vaccinated or not, we're going to give you these other drugs, but they don't work that well. But it's all we have. So I would say of all the drugs we have to treat this disease, like the vaccine is the only one that really works. And really encourage people to get their vaccine. And your flu shot too.